Live across WA from the studios of 7 Perth, Paula Vokes.
Tonight, football farce. The match the Dockers thought they'd won. The coach refuses to concede defeat.
This is unacceptable. We clearly won the game, and there are our 4 points.
A suburban street under siege. Young thugs run riot for the second weekend in a row. And a brave little Balinese boy returns to Perth to say thanks.
You're watching 7 News.
Good evening. We begin tonight with breaking news from northern Tasmania. Now to other news and one of the most controversial football matches ever played. The AFL is investigating the game between the Fremantle Dockers and St Kilda, which ended in a draw. The Dockers believe the umpire didn't hear the final siren, allowing play to continue and St Kilda to level the scores.
Watch the clock countdown in the top left-hand corner of the screen and you'll realise why the Fremantle Dockers believe they won the game of football.
The siren's already sounded. They were saying they heard the siren. The siren's already sounded, but they did not hear it.
Play was allowed to continue and St Kilda levelled the scores. What followed were extraordinary scenes of confusion. First, the Dockers celebrated victory. Then the umpires ruled the St Kilda score would stand. A furious Fremantle coach, Chris Connolly, yelled at the umpires as he stormed onto the ground. The club's chairman, Rick Hart, and chief executive, Cameron Schwab, joined the coach in utter dismay.
This is the worst result for the AFL that is possible for the year. This has been a disaster.
Adding to the confusion, St Kilda's Stephen Baker was given a free kick and a second shot at goal. He again scored a behind and the match was declared a draw. A seething Chris Connolly insists his team won the match.
You know, this is unacceptable. We clearly won the game, and there are our 4 points. You know, we'll leave no stone unturned for our 35,000 supporters to get these 4 points.
Even the St Kilda coach knew it was a match they should have lost.
To get out with the draw, yeah, I mean, you take it, but it seems a bit false, really.
The mistake is the AFL's worst nightmare, but it's refusing to change the result. It could open up a legal minefield with punters betting millions on the match, and it's a fiasco that will be debated for many years to come. Mark Gibson, 7 News.
Fremantle were robbed of a win in Launceston today and the club says it will do whatever it takes to get the result reversed. The game against St Kilda ended in a controversial draw after the umpires failed to hear the final siren. And in more bad news for the Dockers, Jeff Farmer was reported for striking Robert Harvey.
Seconds to go.
It'll go down as one of the most bizarre endings to an AFL match. There was that much confusion, no one knew what was going on.
Baker lines up and kicks the point. There's going to be a free... No, the siren's already sounded. They were saying they heard the siren. The siren's already sounded, but they did not hear it. The umpires have to... Well, it couldn't have gone because the clock was supposed to have been stopped.
The Dockers should feel ripped off. While they clearly knew the game was over, their attempts to make the umpires aware the siren had sounded clearly fell on deaf ears.
And Byron Shammer told the umpire the siren's gone. The umpire on the bench thought Hayden Kennedy had heard the siren. All the players had heard it. It was before the bounce of the ball, and the game was finished. It
was a controversial ending to a lacklustre match, except for the performance of Matthew Pavlich, who booted 6 goals.
And he's slotted it. Pavlich has 6.
Fraser Gehrig will have some explaining to do over this incident. The Big Saint reported for striking Josh Carr, but claims he was provoked. That wasn't the only drama for the former Eagle. He was eventually dragged from the field in the third quarter when he came close to self-destructing, giving away 3 50-metre penalties. But this game will never be forgotten for the umpiring debacle at the end of the match.
And really, we don't know who's won the game.
If the boot was on the other foot, I'd be putting my hand up. It's yours, St Kilda. Siren's gone, you've won it. Like, no bones about that.